We always talk about first-time buyers because honestly, there's a lot to learn from the market, the finances, the process, procedures. There's so much to learn, so we talk about it a lot. But how about in a seller's market like the one we are in today? Why aren't we talking about first-time sellers? What do sellers need to do to capitalize on this market? Now, here are 3 tips for first-time sellers to make sure you get the biggest return on your investment. It all comes down to 3 things: marketability, presentation, and offers. Anything we do as a seller, we need to keep in mind what buyers are going through. Remember when you went house hunting? How did you end up buying this house? What was the process like? What was your experience like? Did you look at many places or did you only look at a few? Did you start your search online or in the newspaper? Marketability is how you're going to attract buyers to look at your home instead of the others. Even in a hot market, there's a proper way to do things to get the most return on your investment. This starts by getting a proper professional real estate team to help you out with selling your home. This comes down to hiring a professional real estate team who understands and knows how to reach these potential buyers. This starts with the property itself. Now, this may seem simple, but you got to make sure all those little imperfections that you learn to live with are taken care of. Buyers want move-in ready properties. I mean, after all, with the property prices the way they are, buyers don't have extra budget for renovations or repairs. But the good news is buyers are willing to pay up for those move-in ready properties. So getting your house in tip-top shape is gonna help get you tip-top dollar. Second thing is presentation. Now that we got buyers' attentions online or offline, we need to get them physically into your house so they can start falling in love with your home. We don't know what buyers' schedules are. They're probably working days, working nights. They're probably working just so they can afford to buy a house in this market. So we don't actually know when they're going to come. You as a seller need to make sure all requested appointments are honored. So when you're selling, you need to make sure that buyers have the privacy and the time to come in, look at your house, and fall in love. And it's kind of hard to do that when there's a third wheel in the room, you. I know it's difficult for you to always have to step out for appointments when there's 10, 20 appointments per day. And you gotta make sure that the house is in tip-top shape before you leave the house. You know, you gotta leave the lights on, make sure all the blankets are nice and towels are in place, all the cushions and pillows are all in the right spots. It's kind of difficult to always do that. If it's too inconvenient for you, you can always consider taking a mini vacation when you put the house on the market. You could stay with relatives, or worst case, get an Airbnb. Think back when you went house hunting. How much time did you spend in each place to decide if you wanted to buy it or not? I mean, we spend more time deciding what to have for dinner than what we do with our life savings. Giving buyers time and space will help us get more offers. Which brings me to offers. Yes, we are in a seller's market, and yes, you're probably gonna sell your house regardless, but there's still a way to maximize the return you're gonna get from the market. How are you going to handle offers? Are you holding off offers until a certain day, or are you going to negotiate? What's your strategy? Are you going to have a pre-home inspection? Are you asking for deposit checks to accompany offers? If you want to know more about sellers' biggest mistakes, you can watch our other video here. There's a lot to do as sellers, but most of it can be done before your house hits the market. Be educated. Make sure you're marketing your property properly. Make sure you're allowing the buyers to come in and you're presenting your house to the buyers properly. And most of all, make sure you're handling offers properly so that you can maximize on your return on investment. Ultimately, we're here to help. If you have any questions, let us know. Comment below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And until then, we'll see you next Wednesday.